it just didn't even seem real to me at first, like what was happening.
A calm afternoon shattered at the University of Texas.
Everybody was scared. It was kind of a sense of shock.
A young man on a rampage attacks 4 students with a knife.
I'm still shocked. You know, it hurts.
Tonight, we talk to one of the suspect's classmates as the search for answers continues. The Nightbeat starts now. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Rush. Quita Culpepper joins us live from the University of Texas. Quita, there are several new developments in this story in the past few hours.
That's right, Mike. The most recent new development this evening, the victim in this deadly stabbing here on the UT campus has been identified. His name, Harrison Brown. The Graham Independent School District west of Fort Worth says he just graduated from high school last year. In a Facebook post, they say Harrison was, quote, an inspiration to everyone around him. Now, witnesses say a young man came up to Harrison and 3 other people, stabbing them this afternoon at UT, right by the Gregory Gymnasium. Police were able to track down this man, Kendricks J. White, and arrest him. We'll hear from a student who says he had a class with White in just a moment, but first, so many students and parents are left wondering why. KVUE's Tina Shively was one of the first crews on the scene this afternoon. She's live across the campus tonight where those moments of chaos erupted earlier. Tina?
That's right, Quita. It certainly quieted down out here tonight, but the stabbing happened this afternoon when thousands of students were here outside Gregory Gym. Take a look at what it looks like here tonight. You can see just a couple of officers here on the scene. That crime tape's still up. But imagine what it looked like this afternoon. The area packed with students, many standing and staring at the police chaos, trying to sort out just how this could happen in broad daylight. It was a series of events freshman Rachel Pritchett could have never imagined.
When I turned around and saw the guy, he was like right there. I could have maybe touched him. And
she was standing in line at a food truck next to Gregory Gym when alleged stabber Kendricks J. White took out his hunting knife.
And he just grabbed this guy that was standing like right there next to me by the shoulder and shoved it into his back. And then I didn't even realize what was happening because I was so shocked.
She took off running to her nearby dorm. Moments later, fellow freshman Jude John was just leaving the cafeteria and saw White in handcuffs. It didn't take long for him to realize something very serious was happening.
It seems surreal. It doesn't seem like it actually happened, and it's a sense of shock. You don't know what to think.
Pritchett says her mom and dad worried about sending her to UT after the murder of Haruka Weiser made national news last year. She was able to calm their fears until now.
And I always tell my parents when they're worried, like, oh, it's okay. You know, my dorm is right in the middle of campus. Nothing's going to happen here. Apparently not.
Very scary situation for a lot of students, and tonight they're still trying to sort out exactly what happened here. We do have another update for you, Quita. 2 of the 3 victims of the stabbing here today have been released from the hospital. Back to you.
That is good news. Tina, thank you. And while the students were taking cover and getting away from that situation this afternoon, UT police say they did text students about the incident, but they did not use the emergency siren.
Siren would have indicated there's something else going on, like a lockdown or something along those lines. However, as soon as the officers arrived, they took the individual into custody, so there was no ongoing threat at that point.
Now, it took UT police about 2 minutes to get to the scene of the stabbings. They took White into custody at that time. Here's that arrest video again. Now, what do we know about him? We know he's a junior at UT. He is 21 years old and a biology major. He has a previous DWI arrest. But tonight, a classmate says he didn't see White being able to do something like this. The Nightbeat's Brandon Jones has those details. He's back in our newsroom tonight. Brandon?
Well, Quita, we spent about an hour with Corbin Springer. You know, as expected, his emotions were all over the place. But one thing he told me tonight was that he's hurt by everything that happened today. Now, Corbin says he met White this semester, and he seemed like everything was okay. Springer says things changed about a month ago when White stopped coming to a few biology classes that the two had together. Now, Springer says White came back to school about a week ago saying he was depressed and had been arrested for a DUI. White stated to Springer that he was not drunk, yet suffering from seizures. Now, Springer tells us that when he saw the photo taken of White moments after that stabbing, he just could not believe it was him.
I'm still shocked. You know, it hurts in my gut. I don't know why or how to feel. There's some numbness, some shock. I still am waiting to wake up from the bad dream. That's unbelievable. I talked to this man, I looked him in the face, had conversations with him.
Now, Springer made several posts on Twitter telling people about White. Of course, there was mixed reaction to those posts tonight. However, just within the last hour, Springer is one of many students trying to get a vigil or service planned for the victims involved here. Quita?
All right, Brandon, thank you. And as you can imagine, so much fear on this campus throughout the day and into the evening. And across campus following the stabbings here, rumors ran wild of potential other attacks or targets on West Campus. The Nightbeat's Jason Puckett joins us tonight with more. Jason, people want to know, were any of those threats valid?
Well, hey, Quita, we do have to acknowledge there was an additional stabbing here on the corner. We're standing 26 in Nueces, but I shouldn't have said additional, pardon me. APD has made it very clear these two stabbings were completely unrelated. The information for that, they are asking folks to help out if they did see anything in this area. But the Greek folk in this community we did speak with today said the issues lining up timing-wise, even though APD say they are unrelated, has them taking extra security precautions tonight. When the knife attack started Monday, students like Ramiasi suddenly saw chaos.
Running through the lobby, screaming, telling you to hide. Like, I had no idea what was going on.
I was swimming laps at Gregory today, and then all of a sudden, all the lifeguards stood up and were like, everyone out of the pool.
For Reagan Bazarski, a sorority board member, the chaos didn't end there. She got a ride back to her sorority house on West Campus, where rumors started circling of more possible attacks and more danger. Members of Campus Greek Life who've been targeted with graffiti messages in recent weeks were taking precautions regardless.
So we sent out an email Google form to all the members to see where they were, and then we sent out an email to all the parents saying that everyone was safe and accounted for.
Their sorority, which they wish to keep anonymous, also hired a second security guard for the night.
Anyone, I feel like, should feel unsafe in this situation. Like, it's like scary out there. You never know who's going to be the one holding a knife, or like those poor kids who are just there, like, minding their own business to get stabbed. That's just terrible. Like, I couldn't even imagine. So.
And Quita, I want to reiterate one more time, the incident here at 26 in Nueces, we're told those involved are okay tonight. And again, APD says the two are completely unrelated tonight. That said, UT do tell us they are maintaining extra police forces in the area and extended bus hours tonight, just to be cautious. For now, here live in West Campus, I'm Jason Puckett, KVUE News, Nightbeat.
Thanks, Jason. Now, UT did cancel classes and all events on the campus for the rest of the evening tonight, but classes will resume as normal tomorrow. And in response to these attacks, the UT Counseling and Mental Health Center has extended hours for any student that needs support or just wants to talk. They'll be open until 7 p.m. tomorrow night and Wednesday night. And the center also has a crisis line open 24/7. That number is 512-471-2255. And this has been a day of shock, violence, and unfathomable loss here on the UT campus for so many people. UT President Greg Fendez says his heart is broken at the thought of any student having to go through this sort of tragedy. The UT family has been through it before, and we know that they will band together and make it through once again. And we will keep you updated on the very latest in this developing story here and on KVUE.com. Mike, back to you.
All right, Quita, thank you. Just such a gripping and terrible story out there at UT. In other news today, Austin City Council member Greg Kassar and 17 others arrested today for criminal trespassing.
United in the struggle, we shall not be moved.
The group, which included religious leaders and community members, staged a sit-in at Governor Greg Abbott's business office there to protest Senate Bill 4, which mandates all law enforcement honor ICE detainers. Those arrested were issued citations for criminal trespassing and then released. Well, it is a conversation that needs to happen. Thousands of rape kits in Texas left untested, dating back nearly 2 decades. How does the state fix this problem? A Defender's special report up next.
Tonight's KVUE weather snapshot courtesy of Scott Bauman on his way home from Dallas at about 30,000 feet, taking this photo of those developing thunderstorms over the weekend. Additional thunderstorms in the forecast for Wednesday. Some could be strong. Your hour-by-hour forecast a few minutes away.
Tonight, we want to talk about something very uncomfortable: sexual assault. It's prevalent in our everyday lives, yet no one is talking about it. Some universities are shunning victims. Rape kits are piling up. So who is accountable for this crisis? KVUE's Corey Coffin takes a deeper look into whether Texas is doing enough to fight sex crimes.
Rape is a four-letter word no one likes talking about. In fact, you're probably uncomfortable right now just hearing it. Imagine the hundreds of thousands who have lived it. Whether you realize it or not, you know a rape survivor.
The first time it happened,
Ginny Mahan was raped.
There's a lot of pain, a lot of yelling.
When she was 5 years old.
I remember I was crying a lot.
In order to understand the problem I'm about to explain, you must first understand the horror a rapist puts someone through.
His face was just, just like just looking at me.
For 17 years, she's pushed the nightmares down.
It happened like multiple times.
Her attackers knew each other.
He was in my room and the second gentleman comes in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, what a stupid question. What do you mean? What is he doing? Like, he's raping me. That's what he's doing. I'm going to say something. I'm going to tell my mother. And he started laughing. He said he would tell my mom about me wearing her shoes. And that's why.
She was afraid her mom would be mad about the shoes. So she kept silent about multiple rapes from preschool to first grade.
And, you're so little, you don't understand.
Ginny never got a rape kit. But so many others who do feel just as lost. Only 5% of victims will see their rape kit tested in 60 days, 10% in 90 days, and more than half will take longer. Some will take years.
Every single kit that's sitting on a shelf is a person.
Kristen Linnau encounters many of them through Safe Alliance, one of several advocates pushing to end the backlog. At last count, Texas leads the nation in untested kits, nearly 20,000.
If one sexual assault kit goes untested, we have a problem.
Representative Roland Gutierrez is trying to get the state's attention.
What does that say to the victim? I'm sorry, but we didn't test this rape kit. What does that say to them? And so I think that what it says is the state of Texas doesn't give a damn. And that's just a shame. Shame on us. We have to do better.
How did we get here? In 2011, Texas passed a law requiring kits be sent to labs within 30 days. The law also required a count of the backlog. They found 20,000. So they put up $11 million to test all the kits. Fast forward to 2017, there are 3,600 of those kits left. But that doesn't count all that we've built up since 2011, which number in the tens of thousands. State Representative Donna Howard has been working for years to end this problem for good.
Where did we go wrong? The numbers that we're talking about here are unfortunately astronomical.
We are looking at testing kits from the early 1990s.
90s? Going on 20 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that we haven't tested thousands of rape kits across the state is criminal in and of itself.
Except it's not. There's no law requiring kits be tested within a certain amount of time, just when feasible. House Bill 1171 sought to change that to 60 days. It failed because it's an unfunded mandate. In other words, it would have required labs test the kits whether or not Texas picked up the tab.
Who's responsible for this issue?
I believe that it's the legislature, that we as legislators, when we look at the budget, determine what the priorities are whenever we fund them.
And while State Representative Victoria Nyave is happy the House Appropriations Committee added $4.2 million dedicated solely to ending the backlog,
it's not enough.
Kits cost anywhere between $500 and $2,000 each. So testing 20,000, for example, would cost the state $10 to $40 million. Even if the money was there, Greg Cox with the Travis County District Attorney's Office tells me the state doesn't have the capacity.
There are only so many scientists even qualified to do this kind of testing, only so many labs.
There are 19 labs in Texas, and in Austin, the Shutter DNA lab's pending cases flooded the market.
We didn't understand potentially the gravity or the depths of challenges that we had.
At the last audit, Austin Police Department's Assistant Chief Troy Gay counted more than 2,500 cases awaiting DNA testing. 2/3 of those are sexual assault kits. And testing them could also ensure your safety. The DNA in these kits is often connected to other unsolved cases, identifying repeat criminals living in our communities or exonerating the innocent.
These people are still alive. I want justice, and I want them to pay for what they did.
Who's at fault here for this whole debacle? I don't think we can place it on any one party or any one system. I think it's a variety of factors. I think society ignores sexual violence.
Like with Jasmine Hernandez, she's the only survivor to come forward publicly in the Baylor sexual assault scandal.
It's not just neglect at this point, it's a complete turnaround of the culture within the administration of the school.
Baylor police turned her away because it didn't happen on campus. She went to see a psychologist. They told her they were booked through the entire semester.
There's this whole group of us that are kind of getting left behind. It's just this kind of re-amplification of the knowledge that they're really not doing anything to fix the damage.
Women were threatened with their scholarships. Women were threatened of expulsion because while they were getting raped, if they were drinking at a party, the university had a problem with that.
125 reported cases. Hernandez's attacker is one of only 2 Baylor students to be convicted, and the other case has been overturned on appeal.
I feel very lucky that my case worked out.
Did you catch that? A rape victim says she feels lucky just because her predator sits in jail, while so many others don't.
I think it definitely scarred me for life. It changed a lot of things for me.
Because she didn't report her rape, Ginny may never get justice like Jasmine. But neither will any other victim who did report, whose kit sits collecting dust. So here's your takeaway. Even at 20,000 kits, it would cost the state a maximum of $40 million. We're spending $4.2 of the state's $218 billion budget. That would be 0.02%. More money is spent on enforcing bingo laws, film and music marketing, and beautifying the Capitol. It's not if these lawmakers have the money, it's what they choose to spend it on.
Now, there are a handful of bills filed at the Capitol this session that hope to tackle parts of this problem. You can read all about them at KVUE.com under this story. But we're not done with this issue yet. We'll be following up with the governor to ask what he's doing to end the backlog in Texas. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon joins us from the Storm Center. Albert, we've got one more sunny day before the rain rolls in.
Yep, thunderstorms back in the forecast, Mike, as we head towards Wednesday. And some of those storms Wednesday afternoon could even be on the strong side. But tomorrow, you're right, sunshine, breezy, and just as warm as today. We'll start off in the low 60s, which is a lot milder than this morning when we had 40s and 50s, and then back up to near 90 degrees under a mostly sunny sky. But here's our next storm system, just now developing over the Pacific Northwest. Between now and Wednesday afternoon, this area of low pressure will drag a front into central Texas, and moisture increasing out of this front will allow this frontal boundary to be the focus of some thunderstorm activity Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. And some of these thunderstorms could come in with some strong wind and maybe even some hail. And then behind that front, a much nicer second half of the work week. Mostly clear and 61 degrees for tonight. Again, a lot warmer than last night. And then 89 for tomorrow. Mostly sunny and breezy out of the south. So you'll notice that humidity going up along with the temperatures, mid to upper 80s across much of the area. The exception out west in Mason and Llano County, where the humidity will be down just a bit. That sunshine could warm you up to about 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Grass and pecan pollen expected to be just at trace amounts for tomorrow. Molds in the medium count. Temperatures right now at 77 degrees in Austin. Will be in the low 60s by morning, and then in the afternoon 89 and breezy. A couple of pockets of light rain Wednesday morning, but we'll hold off on the best chance of showers and thunderstorms until Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. Some of those, again, could be on the strong side. Northerly winds will bring down the humidity for Thursday. Full sunshine, beautiful, and back in the low 80s for Friday. Saturday looks great. Mostly sunny, breezy, and a little bit more humid on Sunday. Mike Barnes in sports is coming up next.